All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Corey Anderson. I'm the Executive Director for University Advancement at Valley City State University. And we want to welcome everybody here this evening for our 37th annual VCSU Hall of Fame banquet. In that time span, we have celebrated the induction of 171 individuals and 64 teams into the Viking Hall of Fame. Sorry for this feedback. When you have a president who's a master in the music field, that's what we get here. It's indeed another great day to be a Viking, and with homecoming tomorrow against Dakota State, we're excited to have everybody back in Valley City. We want to thank VCSU for providing the opportunity to induct our individuals this evening, and we want to thank the Eagles Club for being a host also on this nice September homecoming. With that, I would like to, much to the surprise of probably some of the members going into the Hall of Fame, we're going to go directly into the special remarks from the president. I'm going to stay away from any of the sarcasm that Mr. Walters thought would come forward. So, with that, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Alan Lefebvre, the president of Valley City State University.
Thank you, Corey. Welcome everyone to this fantastic event. It's my great pleasure to be with you this evening and take this time as we celebrate your achievements, your legacy, your outstanding teams, your individual efforts, and everything that brought you to this place this evening. You know, these are really exciting times on our VCSU campus. Our campus is indeed moving forward. For those who haven't been on campus for a while, you've probably seen some changes. And we're really excited about those changes. A lot of physical changes to facilities. The latest one of those is the McCarthy Hall project. We started that late summer, and we're going to be finished with it by July. And McCarthy Hall will feature and host our School of Education and our School of Technology Education. And we're just so delighted that we're going to have a facility that's commensurate with the quality of that particular program. The finest elementary education program in the nation right here in Valley City. Our enrollment records, the last 2 semesters, both fall and spring, were broken. We set records both semesters. And I want to share with you, we're trending really positively for this year. Those numbers won't be official until Monday at 8 p.m. But I look at them hourly, and I'm very pleased to tell you we're on track to have some really good news for you next week. We were recognized last year as the #2 regional public college in the entire Midwest, 12 states by U.S. News and World Report, and the #1 regional in North Dakota. We're still being recognized as a leader in innovation. In fact, next week we'll be hosting the first ever North Dakota AI Artificial Intelligence Conference, Being Human in the World of AI. We're doing this in conjunction and cooperation with the North Dakota University System, the University of Mary, and the NDIT, and Dakota Digital Academy. The Larry J. Robinson Center for the Arts, if you get a chance tomorrow, take a walk through there and just see how amazing this facility is and what an outstanding benefit that is for our whole campus community, and is used by the entire campus. As I mentioned, the $13.5 million renovation of McCarthy that's currently underway, and our athletic facility upgrades that are both happening and that are on the docket to be completed very soon. We have a refreshed and reconfigured Osmond Fieldhouse, the bubble. We have a new press box and seating configuration at the football stadium, new indoor turf practice and competition facility beginning this spring. It's going to be absolutely incredible. 75 yards of turf, everything from baseball cages to locker rooms to being able to play competitive softball inside. All these things are going to be a real benefit for our entire athletic program and our entire university. With all these changes, one thing remains the same. That's our unwavering commitment to quality experiences both in and outside of the classroom for our students. So congratulations to all of you this evening. You represent the best, the very best from VCSU. We salute you and we thank you. Thank you for being the difference makers for our university and our athletic program. Special thanks to all of our coaches and student athletes, past and present, for all you do to make VCSU such a special place. So as we gather to celebrate these remarkable individual and teams, let us also take a moment to reflect on the values and experiences that unite us as VCSU supporters and alumni. It's through events like these that we strengthen our bonds, share our stories, and inspire future generations. Thanks again for joining us this evening. Let's enjoy the camaraderie and the shared pride we all have in our alma mater. Go Vikings!
It's not very often that you can find someone who can fix the sound system and also be a great president of a university. So congratulations to VCSU for having Dr. LaFave. I had the opportunity to begin coaching at Valley C State in 1990, and there was probably 38, 39 seasons of coaching a couple different 2 or 3 sports, and that's a lot of individuals. And you come across great student athletes. I had the opportunity to watch a majority of the ones going into the Hall of Fame today. It's safe to say that the young man that's about to give the invocation today would rank at the top of that list. And what I am most proud of is no matter who our coaches are here at this university, we can continue to attract quality individuals who are really good at the sports that they play. And that makes me the proudest to be a Viking to have that situation. So with that, I would like to bring forward Mr. Avery Thorsgaard. He is from Northwood, North Dakota, is going into education. He is a member of our Viking football team and a campus leader, and we are very fortunate to be able to call him a Viking. He will give your invocation. Following that, your meals will be brought out to you. You'll be able to start on your salads, I believe, right away. And then we'll have a 5-minute warning on the screen again, and then we'll come back and start our ceremony. So with that, Mr. Avery Thorsgaard.
All right, good evening, everyone. Please bow your heads in prayer with me. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing us to gather here to celebrate excellence. I pray that we take time to give you thanks for the blessings in our lives. I pray blessings over the food tonight and give thanks to those preparing it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Welcome back, everyone. We appreciate again your patience with getting to this point of the program, but this is the most important part and why everybody's came tonight. And before we get started, I want to go through some recognition here of individual Hall of Famers that had went in previous years and are with us tonight. So as I read their names, if they could remain standing, and we'll hold our ovation till the end. From the class of '88, Dave Roush. From the class of 1995, Charlene Stenson. From the class of 1996, Don Lemnis, and representing Don's wife Jane is with us tonight. Jane, please stand. Yay! From the class of 2005, Steve Olson. From the class of 2007, Don Bauer. From the class of 2017, Dave Bass. From the class of 2017, Jeremy Peschel. And also from the inaugural Osmond Hall of Fame for coaches, 2 years ago, Mr. Mark Brown, if you would please stand. Now there may have, sometimes we have Hall of Famers that sneak in on me. Is there any other individuals in our Hall of Fame that I might have missed? Please stand. No. Okay, let's give these people a round of applause. I mentioned earlier that we've inducted 64 teams into the Hall of Fame. If you were on a team that was inducted into the VCSU Hall of Fame, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. I'd also like to, at this time, recognize our production staff. There's a lot of things that go into trying to make this evening as special as possible, and we have, just like our athletics at a high level, our people that do our production and that work with our sports information, we also feel are at that same level. Back on the camera is Mr. Mark Potts, the Director of Public Relations. Our Sports Information Director, Carrie Bodine, is up front here with us. And we have some other people, Will Blanc and the IT staff, that have put up many of the things that you see on the stage and have coordinated everything that way. And would also like to give a shout out to Kim Hash. Kim, she's in contact with many of you and gets a lot of this stuff set up and thrives on having occasions like this, and we're really fortunate to have her. And we're filling waters tonight, doing all the things that are necessary. So really appreciate that group that helps us as well. With that, I'd like to get started in our inductions. And I had mentioned that 1986 was the first class that was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And as a baseball coach, I'm a little bit of a stat nerd and like to look at things like that. And came across the fact that probably tonight we will have our first person inducted into the Hall of Fame that will have been born after 1986 as an individual. And Amanda Brown, I believe, is that person, so she sets another record. Imagine. Anyway, we'd like to proceed with our inductions tonight. And our first inductee this evening is Brent Miller. Brent is currently the head football coach at Fargo North High School, and the Spartans are playing tonight in Williston, if you can imagine. That was the draw that they had for this evening. And so Brent is unable to be with us tonight, but we were able to get to him this summer, and he has prepared an acceptance speech as well. But before we get to that point, we would like to present him into the Hall of Fame, Mr. Brent Miller.
A native of Fargo, North Dakota, Brent Miller excelled as a defensive lineman for the VCSU football team, earning 3 straight all-conference selections from 1999 to 2001. At 5'11" and 240 pounds, Miller did not have the typical dominant lineman body, but his physicality, motor, and quickness made it a long day for the offenses he faced. He played that way from start to finish, and his ability to pressure the quarterback from the inside made the entire defense better. Miller totaled 12 sacks in his senior season and was named Honorable Mention All-American. His 32 career sacks ranked 3rd in Viking history, and his 54 tackles for loss ranks him 2nd. He had at least 30 tackles in all 4 seasons as a Viking and finished with 194 career stops. Miller endured an 0-10 season as a freshman, but chose to remain at VCSU and become one of the leaders on back-to-back national qualifying teams in 2000 and 2001. While the numbers stand out, what teammates and coaches remember most about Brent was the absolute joy that he brought to every single football activity. Brent loved to play football. He brought a smile to practice and was always ready to lighten the mood. Brent continues to stand out with his passion and ongoing support of Viking football. Congratulations, Brent. Welcome to the Vikings Hall of Fame.
Again, I want to introduce myself. I'm Brent Miller, class of 02. I want to start off with an apology for not being able to attend tonight's event. I'm recording this in July. I'll be coaching in Williston, North Dakota at this point in time, hopefully on our way to a Spartan victory. So I want to start off by congratulating the other inductees. It's awesome to be able to go in with a great group of people and to be a part of something that my team's been a part of as well, and it's been good for us. I want to start with some thank yous. First off, my coaches, Coach Anderson, from the beginning of being part of the team. You made it feel like a family. To be able to go into your office, hang out, watch the Sandlot, trade insults with you and Brady and Katie. It was a lot of fun. It was awesome to play against you in practice and your guys every day, and you just made it a lot of fun. To Coach Mack, thank you for being you, for being our leader. You're the most genuine person I know, and that's always been what we needed and what we thrived off of. So thank you. And to Coach Horner, Dad, thanks for believing in me, for giving me this opportunity. You would not believe what it means to be your friend now and to be able to experience Viking pride through your mentorship. So thank you. To my other coaches, to my dance partner, Coach Ingen, appreciate everything as we've gone through it. It's been great to stay your friend. Our head motivational speaker, Coach Roop, thank you for everything you've done for our program and for me, our comedic entertainment. And Coach Piccolo, thank you for always having a great time at practice and being a lot of fun. And to Coach Fuchs, Coach Dorfler, and Coach Hill, it was an honor and a privilege to get to play against your guys every day. Thank you for making them as good as you could. That helped me get to be the player I could become. I want to thank Dave Bass and the education departments, the physical education departments. I've received a top-notch education here, and I learned what it was to really develop relationships with kids and unlock the potential that every student has in them, as you did for me. And thank you for that. I want to thank the foundation and all those who give to student scholarships. I remember when I was being recruited and on my visit, Coach Warner came up to me on Sunday morning and handed me a piece of paper that he had lined up my financial package. And after my academic scholarships and the grants that I was eligible able for, on there it said a $500 football scholarship. And that doesn't sound like much, but that $500 got the bottom line to me down to zero. And that was a huge thing for an 18-year-old kid trying to make a decision on where to go. So for all those who give, thank you. I want to thank my family. My wife has been with me through all of this. I couldn't have done any of this without her. Thank you, Jess. I want to thank my mom. Mom, thanks for not letting me quit football in 4th grade. My grandma, thank you for shaking me in my pants when I was a little kid going to football practice, and thank you for always being there at all the games, and I always heard you cheer, so thank you. I want to thank my brother for all of his support and love through all this, and for being a Viking as well. I want to thank my kids for being great examples of what I'm capable of doing as a grown-up now, and raising 4 of the greatest kids in the world. And my other brother, Eric, my old teammate, my roommate, Eric Ockery, thank you. Your friendship is more than anything. And finally, I guess I want to talk about my teammates and how much they mean to me and appreciate everything. I know this is an individual honor, but I couldn't have received this without my teammates. From when we got on campus, our daily grind, whatever we went through was what bonded us together. It's what created that Viking brotherhood. And as I think about our times together and my time here on campus, I don't remember much of games. You remember some scores, you remember some plays here and there. But what I do remember is all the stuff that we did together, the fun we would have, when we lived in the dorms, all the shenanigans we'd pull in the cafeteria and the screwing around that we would do when we were on our own time. And those are the memories that I hold dearest. And as I get to see my teammates as we're getting older, those are the things we still talk about. And those are the things that matter most to me. So thank you, guys. And with that, I just want to, again, thank those here in attendance tonight. I apologize again for not being able to attend. I will be at the game tomorrow cheering loud. So go Vikes.
Accepting Brent's award tonight is his son, Jim Miller. Jim is a current linebacker on the VCSU football team. And Jim, you can go that direction. Dr. LaFave will present the award to you. And it's great to see the emotion from his dad, Brent. I will have to say that that's not what we're used to seeing. And I'm going to share a small story that this summer, they had a Zoom call for parents of prospective players or people that were going to be on the roster, and evidently Brent got on this Zoom call in the hot tub with his Viking football helmet on. That's the Brent Miller that we know, not necessarily the emotional gentleman this evening. So with that, we present Brent into the Hall of Fame. And Jim, thank you very much for being in attendance. Nothing that you wanted to say today?
Come on,
Yeah,
Jim.
I mean, you want me to come up there?
I know your father will appreciate it.
Hello. I know I'm not my dad. Obviously, he's coaching a game. Hopefully, they're winning. But I don't got much to say. But like ever since I was a little kid, I remember coming to Viking football games, and I know how much my dad, like how much this means to him, and I know how much Viking football means to me and my family, and I also know how much it means to my dad. So I just really appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Nice job. Our next inductee this evening is Mr. Darin Walters. And at this time, we will preview Mr. Walters' career.
A native of Wahpeton, North Dakota, Darin Walters was a dominant force and a leader on the VCSU offensive line from 1997 to 2000. Darin earned 3 all-conference selections, including first team as both a junior and senior. He achieved nationwide respect and was named Honorable Mention All-American after his senior season, during which VCSU averaged 32 points per game, posted a 9-2 overall record, and advanced to the NAI National Playoffs. Darin was all in from day one on campus and was the perfect fit for VCSU. His tenacity, passion, and intelligence allowed him to play at a very high level on a great team. He endured the 0-10 season during his second year, but stuck it out and experienced the national playoffs as a senior. Darin's work ethic and level of accountability were impossible to ignore. He never took a rep off, and if he thought you were taking it easy, he'd let you know about it. Darin was determined to win every single play, and you always knew you'd get an outstanding performance from him. Congratulations, Darin. Welcome to the Vikings Hall of Fame.
With that, we present into the Hall of Fame Mr. Darin Walters.
Can I just say ditto with what everything Brent said? In all honesty, thank you, Corey, and the selection committee and everybody else involved for this tremendous award and honor. I am truly humbled and grateful to be selected for the Hall of Fame. Congratulations as well to everybody else on in, Diggs, Cara, sorry, and Brent, and as well the team. This is a great honor, and I truly don't have the words to express this. I'll do my best here. Coach Mack, who would have thought 28 years ago when he came into Wahpeton High School in the counselor's office that we'd be sitting here today like this. When I committed, you probably were thinking, great, we got a kid that'll hold the bags for us in practice now for the next 4 years. So to you and the rest of the coaches, I truly am grateful for taking a chance on an undersized lineman who didn't have a lot of accolades coming out of high school. So I truly am grateful and cannot express how much that means to me. My time here is one that I will never forget. As I got to learn so much as both a player and a coach. I was fortunate enough to stick around for a year and coach, and I was blessed to have the opportunity to learn from so many people, not only about the game of football, but life itself. And some of those guys are still the coaches and my teammates that I look to every single day, and I consider them the greatest mentors of my life, along with my dad. With that, Coach Fuchs, who isn't here, but I got to see him this summer for the first time in probably close to 20 years. It was awesome to reconnect with him. He taught me so much about what it took to become an offensive lineman at the college level. Preparation through our film study sheets, the technique and the requirement and the mentality that it took to be a Ram, and we instilled that Ram pride with everything we did and tried to do here. He also taught me what it meant to continue to live by the phrase KHCO on the football field. If you don't know what that means, you can find me later. I won't say it up here. Coach Anderson, he mentioned a little bit of his sarcasm, so I'll leave it out of here. But Corey, in all honesty, thank you for everything you did. You taught me another way to be able to work as a coach, a parent, and as a teacher, by having humor and using some sarcasm and enjoying life, and taking me under your wing as a student coach and learning the ins and outs helped me in my coaching career with that. So truly thank you for that. Other coaches, there's so many to name with that. I got to work with as well. Coach Hill, I told my wife as soon as he walked in, it's the first time I've seen him in probably close to 15 years. So to have those guys here, that bond that you get because of VCSU is unbelievable. So Matt, thank you for coming up here as well. Coach Warner and Rube, thank you so much for teaching me what it meant to be a part of the Viking Brotherhood. Rube, I'll never forget the first time I saw you lift Jeff Baker up and say, "Are you Jack?" I said, "Okay, I'm staying away from him from now on." So, and you and Horner, thank you for preparing the D-line guys every single day. Brent talked about it. The battles we had in our one-on-ones and our skilled sessions and team sessions, you never had to play off. You know they were coming hard and we had to go hard, and you know, I was laughing as I was thinking some of the stuff when you guys installed deuce stops and listening to some of our guys just like, "Oh, I hate deuce." You know, I can think of Ox, and if Brent was here, he'd laugh too, thinking of Ox's response, "Oh, I hate deuce." You know, so thank you guys for all of those pieces that you did to help me understand what it meant to truly be a part of the Viking Brotherhood. To my parents, thank you for always supporting me and being there when I needed you. Didn't matter what was going on, you took the time to come and see me. It was always so refreshing for me, whether it was before the game or at the end of the game, to see the green and white band sitting in the parking lot, because he was usually the first one there. And Dad sitting on the steps, you know, just saying good luck, glad to see you here. My niece, Drew, who was 2 or 3 years old at the time, I'd be out there trying to have a game face on and be serious and getting ready in pregame warm-ups and hear uncle, and waving. So you talked about a guy trying to be serious. Thank you, Drew, for being there and making me always realize life is bigger than just the football game. I truly appreciate everything with that. To my brother, Dan, thanks for always being there to support me and challenge me. You did a lot. Competition. He's 2 years older than me. He'll hate me for saying this, but I beat him out as a sophomore when he was a senior for a starting position on the line. The competition and the battle is great, and Jeremy can attest to it. So, but truly, thank you for being there and always support me and coming tonight as well. It means a lot to me with that. To my wife, Beth, you weren't a part of my life during the VCSU times, but you and the kids still support everything I want to do as being a part of the Oarsmen, coming to games, and all those things. So thank you for doing that. To my kids, JB, Reese, and Hallie, thank you for being a part of it, sacrificing coming to games on weekends. If you hear me screaming or yelling a little bit later, it's because I'm watching the feet of my boys play tonight. They got a big game against Jamestown. So when I had the choice of coming here or being a part of that, JB said, "Dad, you got to go." So I truly appreciate the support that they've given me with all those things as well. Finally, my teammates, many of whom I consider to be my brothers. I definitely would not be where I am today without all of you. I was blessed to be a member of some very good teams with a lot of great players. And because of that, the work that they made me put in every single day, I truly don't have the words to express that. Like I said, the battles we had were unbelievable. Being a part of this program and this team taught me how to deal with highs and lows of life. You heard a little bit of the '98 season. We didn't have a good year. We were 0-10. I remember we got off the bus in Northwestern, Mark, and I think some of their fans said, "Where's the rest of their team?" Or, "That's all the bigger they are." And it improved that year. But we fought through it. We had a rough off season that year too. We lost some brothers, and we battled through it. We took some of Coach Mack's advice of sometimes you just gotta say what that you know what. And we worked to eventually become conference champions. So again, the things I got from that are just unbelievable. I'll be forever grateful for the bonds and memories we made over the years. as they're still some of the best times of my life. I laugh because every time we get together, we start reliving stories and talking, and you know, some of the things that pop in right away, the fat man table in the Commons, and our flash mob of rhythm sections that we would do, and some of our conversations. Those are things that still to this day, I hope our students in my school never do it, because it's like, I'll have to be mad at you for something I used to do. So that is just something I'll never forget. Waiting for somebody to finally be able to sing The Gambler, or The Thunder Rolls, and hearing Mark yell, "Sing The Gambler," right? Those are things that live with me every time I hear the song. It's fitting. As we drove down today, the first song on the radio was The Gambler. So again, my brothers, my friends, everything with that, classic movie Fridays, and some of our comments. Boxes of wine after wins, Franzia, can't go wrong. I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys to go to war with each and every day. So thank you for being my brothers. Once again, thank you to everyone involved with this. Congratulations to everyone else, and go Vikings.
Thank you, Darin. As Darin mentioned, and you had heard earlier, the 1998 season was a tough one in going 0-10. In the 99 season, we fared a little better, and I thought I would just share that that year when we did postseason awards, Coach Mack, who's our head coach at the time, gave our most improved player award to the scoreboard. We're like, the scoreboard? And he goes, yeah, it finally saw some action this year. So that was that shot at the offense, and we used to go back and forth, so really good. Our next inductee this evening is Miss Erin Maitland Draper.
A native of Lenore, Manitoba, Erin Maitland was a four-time All-Conference selection as a Viking softball player. She was named All-Conference after a strong freshman season in 1999 and continued to earn that honor for each of the next 3 seasons. Erin primarily played infield, but also pitched for the Vikings. As a junior, she batted .348 with 15 extra base hits, and during her senior season in 2002, Maitland batted .346 with 23 runs scored, 12 extra base hits, and 21 RBIs. She struck out just 6 times in her 127 at-bats that season. Head coach Jill DeVries called Erin one of the toughest outs she's ever seen. Erin would go deep into counts, frustrate pitchers, and always find a way to put the ball in play. She could muscle hits to the fence and once slap punted a home run to dead center, hitting a 250-foot slap home run. Erin was also a 2-time NAI Scholar Athlete, and her softball IQ made her another coach on the diamond for the Vikings. Congratulations on your career, Erin. Welcome to the Vikings Hall of Fame.
And with that, we'll present the induction into the Hall of Fame, Erin Maitland Draper.
Good evening, everyone. Tell you a little story. Back in 1997, a young farm girl from Lenore, Manitoba, had no idea what she wanted to do. She knew she grew up playing sports. She played softball, volleyball, did track and field, played games like badminton, not badminton, ringette, as well as some track and field. With the encouragement of my parents, we decided to visit a few universities in North Dakota to see if playing a sport, or even 2, was possible. After visiting a few campuses, VCSU rose to the top of our list. From the friendly faces to the great athletic programs, the small class sizes, and honestly, the size of the community. Remember, I'm a small town farm girl. It was a pretty easy decision to be able to play both volleyball and softball here at Brent. I was reminiscing the other day about my parents, about the day I left to come to Valley City. It was mid-August, my tiny little car was stuffed full and off. I went all the way by myself as it was harvest, making the 5-hour drive, getting to the border, making sure I had all the right papers to get across the border, and then driving into the valley and pulling up to see. To say I was a little nervous was an understatement, but in true VCSU fashion, there was a warm welcome when I arrived, and VCSU became my home for the next 4.5 years. Softball was and is a sport that I truly love playing. and now watching, with volleyball being a close second. I had a few coaches during my career here. I think it might have even been 3, who all brought a little something different to the table. My freshman year, we had Donna Maitland. Sophomore year was Diane Burr, and then Coach DeVries for my junior and senior seasons. Diane, who was also my volleyball coach at the time, her knowledge and study of any game was second to none, as well as her trivial pursuit knowledge. It would be her against our whole team on those long bus rides or on those long baton rides, and we can never beat her. Coach DeVries, who spent countless hours honing our skills and making us into a great softball team. These ladies were not just our coaches, but wonderful role models who emulated who I wanted to be someday when I entered the coaching world, as I knew I would. My teammates, I had such wonderful memories of all my teammates who weren't just great softball players, but great people. There's too many to name, but there's names like Jamie Adams, Brent Myers, Don Silman, Jen Banford, and our fellow nominee here tonight, Cara, as well. Cara's skills are top notch, and I say are because I'm pretty sure she could still throw the heat and hit the ball with okay? But Cara also has a wonderful sense of humor, and there is always a laugh to be had whenever Miller was around. There are lots of memories that do stick out to me. There have been moments this past week, as I was writing the speech, that I couldn't quite remember, was that during volleyball season or softball season, as I had such great experience with both programs. It's hard to believe that was over 20 years ago. From the road trips, sometimes in the people mover, but most likely in that 15-passenger van. One memory was heading down to Texas in that 15-passenger van. Oh, if that wasn't a test of our camaraderie that year, then nothing was. I'm sure we drove the coaches crazy as I think we drove each other crazy. To the endless hours of winter practices in Gratian and the bubble, to getting on the field in spring as early as we could, which usually meant shoveling off the diamond or even burning some of the dirt. We all know that being a student athlete can be a challenge. We learn how to be strong in mind and body. We learn great time management skills, and we learn to be great leaders. I believe these skills have molded me into part of who I am today, both in my coaching career and my teaching career, as well as being a wife and a mom. I would like to think that I've been a great role model for the athletes that I have coached, as well as my own children who both compete in higher level athletics. My son Tyson, who is entering his junior hockey career, and my daughter Natalie, who chooses to play the sport that I love and is now in her second year of university, just down the road at the University of Jamestown. I know, I'm still a Viking at heart. I'd like to thank my parents who supported me through my whole sports career, who made the decision to come to Valley an easy one. The quick trips down that they would make to watch us play in Minot, as that's the closest place that we played that they could come to, usually with a little care package and then rushing back to get across the border before it closed. They were always my #1 fans and are now the same for all of their grandchildren. I would like to thank my husband David and my daughter Natalie for being here tonight. Unfortunately, Tyson has his home opener and is unable to attend. So if you see us checking our phones, we as well are watching our child play a sport somewhere tonight. I would like to finish by congratulating all the inductees and a big thank you to VCSU for all that you gave to me as a student athlete. When I look back at my time here, I don't remember the stats or a win-loss record. I cherish my memories of the wonderful people, the great education, and a place where I got to play 2 of the sports that I loved. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. As a baseball coach, it was a joy to watch you play softball, and wish we could have had some of those RBIs shared on our baseball side sometimes. Our next inductee this evening is Cara Miller Gylywoychuk.
A native of Brent, Brandon, Manitoba, Cara Miller earned 3 straight all-conference selections on the softball diamond from 2000 to 2002. She excelled as both a hitter and pitcher for the Vikings, and during her senior season, she set a school record with a dominating 1.06 ERA in 131 innings. She pitched 17 complete games that season, had 3 shutouts, and struck out 199 batters. She was just as good as a junior, earning 15 pitching wins with a 1.66 ERA. Head coach Jill DeVries called Cara a natural all-around player. She could be overpowering and dominant in the circle, averaging 1.5 strikeouts per inning over her final 2 seasons. She threw hard and had a rise ball that crept up pitch after pitch, frustrating even the best hitters in the league, and she was not afraid to throw inside. Offensively, Miller was a quick left-handed leadoff hitter. She was consistent and savvy, finding ways to get on base by reading the corners. She batted .385 as a junior and .375 as a senior, leading by example at the top of the order. Congratulations, Cara. Welcome to the Vikings Hall of Fame.
With that, we present Cara Miller Gylywoychuk to the VCSU Hall of Fame.
Pictures through the years. Photographs, I mean. Thank you. Good evening. Congratulations to all the inductees tonight. It is so nice to be back here, and it's been a while. I traveled through Valley maybe about 10 years ago while our oldest daughter was going on a softball trip down to Des Moines, Iowa. But other than that, I haven't been back. It's really an honor to be recognized. As a pitcher, all eyes are on you. I never really thought about the people watching me when I was playing. I was just out there having fun, doing my thing. Time to time, I would get the jitters if it was a big game and I wanted to do well and most of all win. But this is way out of my comfort zone, so please bear with me because I'm a tad nervous. I came to Valley as a transfer student in 2002. And I met both of my roommates on my recruitment trip. I didn't know at the time they would end up being my roommates. Jen Bamford, happened to be visiting the campus the same weekend that I was, and Michelle was doing homework in the basement of Gratian. On our ride home, I remember talking about things with my dad and deciding that Valley would be a good fit for me. The girls I had met seemed all right. So that August, my parents moved me down to Valley and into Snowy. The years went by so fast, and they have accumulated since then. I find it hard to believe that was over 20 years ago. I'm so thankful to have had the opportunity to get an education while experiencing collegiate life and athletics and playing a sport that I love. When I was playing, I never really thought much about stats, although I did know the importance of batting average and on-base percentage and ERA. I just really wanted to win all of the time. And I remember learning from my Brandon Magic coaches back home. This is what we consider AAA ball now. One of those coaches was my dad, who's in attendance tonight, and the other was a gentleman by the name of Neil Henry. That the game of ball was filled with battles. If you broke it down and you worked hard to win each battle, you would have success. I considered every inning, every at-bat, every hitter, a battle that I wanted to win. And for me, winning those battles meant striking them out or not letting them get on base. So I was really lucky to have some catchers, some teammates, and coaches that embraced this mindset and put up with me. I was fortunate to play with fun, supportive, competitive teammates like Erin, congrats buddy, and Bamford and Michelle and Brenda and Jamie and Dawn and Carrie and Leah and all the others I haven't mentioned. We had a strong team, and I wouldn't have had the success that I did as a pitcher if it wasn't for each and every one of them. Thank you. I was also fortunate to have coaches like Diane Burr and Jill DeVries who knew the game and set the bar high for their athletes. Jill was competitive, demanding, and knew my strengths and potentials. I'm certain she knew more about our off-field activities than she cared to admit. Thank you, Jill, for being a great coach, and I'm really thankful to be able to call you my friend. Congratulations to you and your team as well tonight. I would also like to acknowledge Dave Bass, who I know is in attendance here tonight, and Carrie Strickland is another individual that really impacted my time at Valley and VCSU in a positive way. So thank you. A few of my memories that I can mention include potato chips on our sandwiches from the cafeteria. This was a novel idea for Canadians. The many ball trips that we went on traveling on the people mover. I think I blocked out the 15-passenger van. Studying at Captain's Pub, I mean the library. VCSU will always hold a special place in my heart. I would also like to mention my parents. If it wasn't for you believing in me, investing in me, I would not have been the athlete that I was, nor the person, the professional, the coach that I am today. Dad, the countless hours of catching in the backyard, teaching yourself how to pitch so you could teach me. Mom, standing in there as a hitter. I'm sorry for the pitches that hit you. The trips to Forest Elementary School in the winter so I would be ready for the season come May. The hours you put in for me, for our team, the tournaments, the driving, the money. I'm only beginning to understand and reflect on it now that I have a young athlete in our own home. Thank you for all of it. Thank you to my partner, Dwayne, my partner of 20 years, for the love and support in everything that I do. I am lucky to get to spend my life with you and our family, Maddie, Emma, and Nick. I love you all. And thank you to softball. It's been so good to me. I have met and made so many friends. I have been able to give back to young athletes, and I love it. I'm a certified pitching coach with my province and my country. I work at a softball academy in Winnipeg, and I'm their pitching coach. I get to work with a travel ball club called the 222s out of Saskatchewan. And I also coach 11U baseball. I'm so proud of all my athletes. I would not be able to do what I do now if it wasn't for softball, if it wasn't for my parents, my Brandon Magic coaches, my teammates over the years, my time here at Valley, and my partner Dwayne and our kids. Thank you. And thank you to VCSU for this incredible honor and this induction.
Thank you, Cara. We have a note here, Cara, for you that was sent to me by your catcher, Jen Banford, that I'd like to read right now. She says, Mitch, I wish I was there to share this special day with you. I am one of many friends and teammates that would say that you brought so much fun to our lives at VCSU. You're the reason for me choosing VCSU, and I knew then that you would be my teammate and best friend forever. We have a bond that will last a lifetime. I love you much, and I'm so proud of you. Congrats, Mitch, hugs, and we wish we all could be there for you, Jen. Our next inductee this evening is the youngest inductee ever into the VCSU Hall of Fame, Amanda Brown Dechant.
A native of Lyman, Colorado, Amanda Brown was a solid all-around player from day one on campus and blossomed into an honorable mention All-American as a senior, helping to lead the VCSU women's basketball team to its first ever national tournament appearance. As a coach's daughter, Amanda was a gym rat from an early age and served as a student manager for her dad's varsity team growing up. When she finally reached varsity age, Amanda was a leader on the floor and helped deliver 3 state championships for her high school. Amanda made an immediate impact as a freshman at VCSU and then averaged double-digit points in each of her last 3 seasons. She finished her Viking career with 1,297 points, which ranks 9th all-time in Viking history. She also ranks 11th in rebounds, 9th in assists, and 6th in steals. VCSU head coach Jill DeVries calls Amanda one of the most versatile players she has ever coached. She could genuinely play all 5 positions on the floor, and she did throughout her Viking career. Because of her versatility, she was a matchup nightmare for opposing teams. Amanda earned 2 All-Conference selections, including first-team All-Conference and honorable mention All-American in 2011. As one of VCSU's seniors that season, she helped complete a program turnaround as the Vikings won the DAC Conference Tournament Championship and advanced to the NAI National Tournament. Congratulations on your accomplishments, Amanda. Welcome to the Vikings Hall of Fame.
Please welcome Amanda Brown Dechant.
Apologies, those are probably my kids out there, if you hear them. I just want to start by saying thank you to everyone for coming tonight. There's, so many of my favorite people in this room. So thank you for traveling, being here, supporting me. It means a lot. Thank you to the VCSU Hall of Fame Committee and the Alumni Association for this recognition. I'm truly grateful and humbled. That's my other kid right there. Congrats to all the other inductees. It's an honor to stand beside you and be such a part of an elite group of athletes. And Cara and Erin, we should probably swap DeVries stories later. I feel like that would be fun. But she's not there. I have a long list of thank yous to get through. I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for my village of people. And thank you never seems like enough, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you. To my parents, you've always been my biggest supporters. Mom, you've always been my biggest cheerleader. Picked me up when I was down, driven 1,000,000 miles everywhere. I don't think you've missed anything in life. Your willingness to drop everything to be there for something, I will forever be grateful for. You guys don't understand how many pictures, video scrapbooks I own, but I am grateful for them nonetheless. I mean, just this week, Corey, actually I think you should give my mom an award. She volunteered to drive my 4- and 6-year-old 11 hours to be here. I got to fly with just the 1-year-old, so I feel like she deserves an award for that, if that says something about my mom. To my dad, the one that taught me how to play basketball, and my high school basketball coach, you never let me win a game of one-on-one growing up, and man, did that piss me off. But I feel like it, turned me into the player I am. The endless film sessions on Friday and Saturday nights after games. Some other people probably got to go have fun. I didn't. I had to go watch film with my dad and listen to all the things he already told me during the game. So that was fun. I did appreciate that the older I got. My freshman and sophomore year, not so much. The reminders to get in the gym if you want to be better. And my favorite quote, get the ball above the rim. Seems pretty, self-explanatory. Also, I think I have to give credit to my up and under move to my dad. My freshman year of high school, he told us, hey, you get a prize if you will do the up and under move in a game. And, me being me, I was like, yeah, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna do the up and under in a game. Cool, done. I did, and all I got was a lousy Gatorade and a comment that was like, hey, you should do that more often. So, good for me, but he definitely deserves credit for that, because I was like, all right, now I'm gonna make that my move. That's gonna be my thing. So, thank you. Coming up here. I love our memories playing high school basketball together. I will forever be grateful for your tough love. Our freshman year of college here at VCSU didn't actually go according to plan in terms of win-loss, our record. We didn't win that many games. And I remember after freshman year, I was complaining to you, like, that wasn't very much fun. We didn't win that many games. Like, that wasn't what I really, thought that would be. And your comment, I don't know if you remember, but you said, well, maybe you should get in the gym and make sure that never happens again. So that's what I did. So thank you. I know it was hard for both of you to miss a lot of my college games because they never missed anything. My younger brothers were still in high school. My dad was coaching girls basketball still. I was 12 hours away from home, so they didn't get to a whole lot of games, but they found a way. As they traveled around from gym to gym, they would always ask opposing coaches if they could put my games on a projector in a classroom. So they did always watch. They were either in person or watching them in some random high school in Colorado. And I always got feedback, of course, after every game. So they actually didn't really miss. Thank you to my brothers, Matt and Jason. I mean, the countless games of basketball growing up, having two younger brothers, I think that just builds character in itself. So thank you for that. And on your days off in high school, I'm sure the last thing you wanted to do was drive 12 hours or even longer. They came to California, they were at quite a few games if they could. And I'm sure that's not what you wanted to do, but thank you anyway. And to my extended family, I think it confused a lot of people while I was here that the Colorado girl had a lot of family at every game. And if I had $1 for every time I had to explain, hey, both my parents are from North Dakota, my whole family lives here, I would probably be pretty rich. So thank you. It was cool that my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, my cousins, they got to be a part of my college journey because they weren't always there for my high school. My Aunt Geraldine, she lives here in Valley City. I don't think you missed anything. Most people thought you were my mom half the time. So thank you for doing my laundry, buying Kenny's breakfast on Sundays, and just being a place to go to play cards or do a puzzle if I needed it. Like I said, my grandparents lived up here, so they got to be part of my college journey, so that was pretty cool having them for most of the games. I actually take that back. My grandma Dorothy was at most games, but if they were close, she actually wasn't watching. She would go hide under the bleachers because she got too nervous. So she was there, but sometimes not always watching. Thank you to my coaches. I've had some pretty amazing high school coaches, not just saying that because one of them is my dad. They grew my love for sports and were a major influence of why I wanted to be the best athlete I could, but also why I chose to become a teacher and a coach myself. Thank you to my college coaches, Jill DeVries and Ryan Baumstad. Baumstad, your constant noise and passion for defense brought so much energy to our team. It was just an instant boost, the moment you got there. I didn't always love your nonstop chatter during morning workouts. It's a little too early for you to be this jacked up. But I just feel like it just helped me, shape me into the player I was. Thank you. And DeVries, thank you for always pushing me, never accepting less than my best. You're seriously one of the most competitive people I know. And it definitely showed whenever you wanted to step in during practice. I think I can speak on behalf of the team that was maybe one of the most terrifying things on planet Earth. Because you obviously weren't seeing what she's seeing. So when she steps in, it's crap, I hope I'm not the one that's messing up right now. I don't even know if we ran the play correctly when you were on the floor with us. I just kept my head on a swivel because if she had the ball in her hands, I wasn't going to be the one that was going to get a ball 100 miles an hour to me because I didn't know what was going on. So I was secretly praying, don't be me, don't be me, please don't be me. But I will never forget the day that you told us that you hate losing more than you love winning. I've never related to a quote more in my life. Winning's great, everyone loves it, who doesn't? But man, the feeling of losing just sucks so much more. And I think that was a turning point for our team, honestly. I think that the light bulb went off and it just clicked for us, losing sucks. We're gonna make sure that doesn't happen. And I honestly found myself, like, I don't know how many times I've said that to junior high and high school athletes over the years. Like, just have that attitude that, like, losing sucks. Like, so much more than the feeling of winning. So, thank you for a great college career. I will be forever grateful. And talking to you, I think I have PTSD from some of the workouts that you put us through. I know you're mentioning them later, but driving around campus today, I was like, whew, okay. Like, that brings back some memories. Thank you to my teammates. I'm so glad that you're here tonight. I get to say thank you in person, and it's just so much fun. Ugh. It's so much fun, like, catching up, seeing you all with your kids and your little families. So thank you. I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for you guys. You made it so much fun. You were the ultimate competitors. You pushed me every day. And man, is it a great day when you can beat the Jimmies, can I just say? Like I said, our freshman year was a little rough in terms of win-loss record. We don't have to talk about it. I wasn't even gonna mention it, but I believe I should. It did start off on a high note. Opening weekend, freshman year, we're down 3, I get fouled at the buzzer, shooting a 3. So I'm standing there by myself. I make all 3 free throws, we go to overtime, and we end up winning the game. And I'm thinking, yes, welcome to college basketball. Like, this is fun. Love this. Like, it was great. And unfortunately, it went a little downhill from there. The season didn't end, obviously, how we wanted it. I don't even know how that happened. It didn't really seem real at the time, and it would have been easy to give up or transfer or, you know, not want to continue doing that. And there was 4 of us that decided to stick it out and do something about that. So Jackie, Mandy Johnson, and Jenna, thank you for sticking around for the ups and downs of those 4 years together. It made senior year so much sweeter, so much more fun. Jackie, you have the most grit and determination I've seen on a basketball court, and frankly, you're such a pain in the ass when you play defense. Truly. I can see why you got dirty elbows from other players. She also got her teeth knocked out once, so if that explains anything. Mandy, my headband buddy, the quiet one on the team, with the sneaky good jump shot. But man, when you got emotional, it was so much fun and just got everyone so jacked up. Jenna, also an annoying little fly on defense. Like, and you never seemed to get tired. It was just ridiculous. And then after freshman year, I felt like the puzzle pieces just seemed to fall into place. We added Abby and Keelan, and I would love to step on the floor and play with both of you again. I'm so glad that I don't have to guard either one of you. I'm not gonna lie. Abby's presence in the post and Caitlin's speed were the perfect additions to what we needed to what we were building. Kate, I'll still let you shoot a 3 in my face any day over you burning me to the basket and me feeling like the slowest person alive. Her speed is ridiculous. Like, that's okay, I'll just back up. You can shoot that in my face, that's fine. Junior and senior year, we added more puzzle pieces in Bearsell, Bindis, Brittany Lehner, Titus. It just seemed to all come together. Bearsell outside shooting, as you all know, is insane. You better pick her up at half court, have a hand in her face, or she's shooting it from half court every time. And then also Bindis and Brittany's post presence, we obviously needed too. And I always loved listening to other coaches on the team trying to figure out if Bindis was right or left-handed. It was amazing. Every time they would get so pissed. Like, she's left-handed, no she's not. Like, it was great. Titus, you were also maybe the most annoying on defense. I don't think I've ever wanted to elbow someone in the face more often than Courtney Titus, and I probably did most days. We might have been undersized a little bit in that 2010-2011 year, but heart and grit goes a long way. In our final game in the bubble, beating the Jimmies for the conference championship, the first trip to nationals will be a core memory forever. I'm grateful that I got to share the court with each of you. I would go to battle with you guys any day. You were my home away from home, and we were truly a family. Your families also became second families to me being so far away. Special shout out, Scott and Sandy Mitchell. Thank you for being parents, home away from home, treating me like your own. Sandy, I'm actually a little bummed. You didn't bring any dessert. You brought treats after every game. I just figured you would come in tonight with treats for us. Also, thank you to our MVFs, our most valuable fans. If you were there, you know exactly who I'm talking about. The crazies in the front row with insane outfits, bringing massive energy to the gym. Jenna Gatormson is over here, and she actually has her team picture on her shirt tonight. She was the MVF ringleader, clearly, still carrying the torch. I don't know how many people would wear that to games. She also wore a VCSU wrestling singlet to the national tournament, so if that tells you anything. I actually think you deserve credit in some of those wins, like for bringing all of the energy. I'm also bummed you didn't wear the wrestling singlet tonight, but maybe at the pub later. Maybe. To my husband Damon and our 3 kids, Dre, Ari, and Dace, I love you. Thank you for everything. My oldest is going to be 6 next week, so we're just getting started in teaching our kids about sports and developing their love for the game, which they already have. T-ball was kind of a hot mess sometimes if the ball didn't go to us this summer, so we're learning. But I look forward to teaching my kids all the things that I've learned from some of you in this gym. So thank you. Maybe we'll be back in a few years to watch our kids play here. That would be pretty awesome. To Valley City State University, thank you so much for all the wonderful memories. My time here has made a huge impact on my life. I was able to play basketball, meet lifelong friends, build amazing relationships. Special shout outs, Dave Milgard, Dave Bass, Dean and Charlene Stenson. The staff and community here is so unmatched, and it truly felt like a family, and I will forever be grateful to be a Viking. So, go Vikes. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. We have coaches present in the back of the room that I'm sure have letters of intent with them already. So we'll take you up on the 3rd generation to come to VCSU. Our last inductee this evening is the 2010-11 Viking women's basketball team. And with that,
Under the guidance of head coach Jill DeVries, the 2010-11 VCSU women's basketball team set a school record with 23 wins, won the Dakota Athletic Conference postseason tournament, and qualified for the NAI National Tournament for the first time in program history. They will forever be remembered as one of the signature teams in Viking basketball. Led by 4 seniors, Amanda Brown, Caitlin Woyan, Jackie Mitchell, and Mandy Johnson, the Vikings transformed from a 23-loss team in 2008 into a 23-win team in 2011. VCSU became one of the best defensive teams in the country, holding opponents under 60 points a game. Offensively, they featured balance, with 8 different players leading a game in scoring. The Vikings had a pair of 8-game winning streaks during the season, which included a memorable run through the conference tournament. In the quarterfinals, the Vikings trailed Mayville State before Kristen Bearskill hit a go-ahead 3-pointer with 22 seconds remaining. The Vikings then defeated Minot State in the semifinals, setting up a championship clash with rival Jamestown College. The team took tremendous pride in defending their home court, and in front of a rowdy crowd at VCSU's W.E. Osmond Fieldhouse, Woyan, Brown, Bearstail, and Brittany Lehner all scored double figures as VCSU won 74-69. Bearstail hit huge back-to-back 3-pointers in the final minutes to help deliver the conference championship.
And this camera's shaking. The whole camera's shaking. And we out here, open field. Bang, you know the rules.
For those in attendance and on the court, that game and that special night will live in memories for years to come. The Viking season came to an end at Nationals with a 71-65 loss to Sterling College, but the team and the season laid the groundwork for continued Viking basketball success over the next decade. Congratulations to the 2011 VCSU women's basketball team, and welcome to the Vikings Hall of Fame.
at this time, we'd invite each member of the team that's present tonight to come forward and introduce themselves and give a short update, as we discussed earlier. So if you please come forward and do that right now, and I believe Caitlin Wohan and some others will be sharing.
Amanda Dechant. I currently live in Kit Carson, Colorado, and I teach junior high and high school math and business.
Caitlin Graff, sorry I'm cold. I'm from Millbank, South Dakota, and I'm currently back in my hometown of Millbank, so Coach Mac, go Dogs. And I teach high school math.
I was a senior on the team, and I am in Excelsior, Minnesota.
Jenna Nordquist. I am in Britton, South Dakota. Went back to my hometown too.
Abby York, and I'm in Woodbury, Minnesota.
Mandy Hagan, and I am in Ray, North Dakota.
Ryan Bomstead, and I'm in Barnesville, Minnesota.
Mandy Maher, and I'm in Dickinson, North Dakota.
Courtney Weatherspoon. I'm from Hankinson, North Dakota, and I'm in Bismarck.
I'm Jill. I'm DeVries for some of them, I guess. So on Monday, Courtney's coming, don't worry. On Monday, Corey emailed the Hall of Fame inductees and mentioned that it kind of gave us an itinerary, I guess, of what the evening was going to be, and at the very bottom of it. So then, literally, I don't know what time that was, 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe. I got to my office, and I live in Moorhead now, and Courtney Titus Weatherspoon had sent me an email or text message that said, and I quote, "I took a straw poll. You will be the team representative, ? Haha, end quote." Now, if you guys know Courtney, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a question. I don't even know if she took a straw poll. No. I replied, haha, I do have a few words to say, yep, about the team, but one of you should share as well. And then I quickly text Caitlin and Jackie, and they're going to speak first, and I'm going to bring up the rear, because no matter what they think now, as grown-ups, I'm still coach.
I'm kind of scared she has the last word. Oh man, hi everyone. It's an honor to be standing up here with Jackie and the team to talk about this team. As a teacher, I can talk all day. I was told I only have a couple minutes, so I'll try and keep it somewhat short. I first want to congratulate all the individual inductees. All of these inductees are very deserving of this, and a special congrats to AB. I know I can speak for the entire team that we are just so proud of you. When I think about this team, a couple words come to mind. Dedicated, motivated, competitive, loyal, undersized, and accountable. This group of ladies were dedicated to VCSU, the team, and our studies. We were motivated to always do our best on the court and in the classroom. We were extremely competitive. So I'll bring up Coach's philosophy. She taught us to hate losing more than to like winning. We pushed each other in practice and took any loss personal. This team was loyal to each other. We had each other's backs no matter what. This team was definitely undersized, but we found a way to compete by using our speed and ability to run the floor. This team was accountable. We held ourselves and each other accountable to get to class, follow training rules, and give it our best all the time. We knew that if we skipped a class, we missed a game. So we went, even when we didn't want to, because the thought of letting the team down would have killed any single one of us. This team flat out committed. We committed to VCSU. We committed to the best instructors in education, the best coaches, the best game, and most importantly, we committed to each other. I would regret not taking the chance to say a few thank yous while up here. So I first want to thank my parents for convincing me to transfer to VCSU after my freshman year. It was the best decision I ever could have made to get to play with these ladies. Thank you to Dr. Worth. I wouldn't be the teacher I am today without his guidance. Dave Bass, thank you for being our #1 fan. And Jenna too. Yes. Coach DeVries, I want to thank you for taking a chance on a 5 foot tall, with shoes on, point guard. It was truly an honor to play for you. Coach Armstead, I still have the note you wrote me about my role and job as the point guard on this team, so I want to thank you for always believing in me. Erin, thank you for your commitment to this team and for always bringing your fun and positive energy to the gym every single day.
That's you, Erin.
Yeah, Erin's in the back. To the Valley City community, college, and fans, thank you for always showing up. You were flat out the best. Jenna and Jackie, thank you for being the best roommates and my rocks while here at VCSU. And most importantly, I want to thank this entire team, my teammates. Thank you for letting me be your point guard. And for all the great memories on and off the court, I will forever cherish the time spent with each and every one of you. Like filling so many sandbags twice. Or going to the gas station with Courtney to get nachos with a disgusting amount of extra cheese. My Gopher and Mandy's Iowa rivalry that we always had. Jenna, you taught me you are not allowed to eat chili without Doritos. And you are the most loyal friend I could have ever had. I knew that when Kristen shot, that ball was going in. Bindis, you were a lifesaver. You always borrowed your parents' Suburban so you could shuttle us around to the football games and any adventures we wanted to go on. AB, your smooth style of play and leadership on the court and that heck of a second half you had in the DEC championship game I'll never forget. Abby, your every point guard's dream post. I do remember a couple times you let me know you were open. And I appreciated that because sometimes I couldn't see it. We always made Brittany Lehner take us to the cafeteria to buy us dinner after practices because she had the money on her card. And Jackie, sometimes Coach would tell me I was too small to do something, which is legit. And you were always there telling me, Kate, you're too tall for that. And I'm just forever grateful for always picking me up. It's an honor to know these ladies as people, and I'm so blessed to have had them as teammates. You are all beyond deserving of this induction, so congrats to AB, this team, and our coaches. And once a Viking, always a Viking. Love you guys.
Okay, so I was able to be a senior on this 2011 team, and I feel very lucky to have been a part of this really, truly special team. I would say freshman year when I was riding the end of the bench on an 0-14 conference team, I didn't exactly feel super lucky, but it was worth it to get to be a part of this team. So when Coach asked me to say a few words, I tried to reflect on what made this team different from the other teams that we had been on the previous 4 years and what kind of had set us apart. And I think that there was 3 main points that kind of came for me. And the first off was this was truly the most selfless group of women that I've ever been able to play with. And we had some serious talents on this team. Like if you look up here, we had multiple players that could drop over 15 points on any given night. And most games we did have different leading scorers on every night. But that's what's made us so dangerous. Is that whoever's night it was to be great, we let them be great, and the rest of us fell into our role that night that we were given. And I think the ability to have so many selfless leaders allowed us to care more about the numbers on the scoreboard than the numbers on the stat sheet, and that made us truly unstoppable. Next was how we practiced. We practiced how we played. We gave 110% against each other every day, and we weren't afraid to go head to head and push each other around. I have 3 broken noses, a couple concussions, and a crooked finger from Bindes to prove it. So, but the important part was the minute we stepped off the court, we were back to being best friends, and we remained this really close-knit family of supportive women who genuinely cared about each other on and off the court. And that kind of camaraderie is really rare. I think most teams, after a really tense practice of beating each other up, would be a silent locker room, and it wasn't. After we left, it was the competitiveness stayed on the court, and we easily transitioned back into being friends. Lastly, we could talk about our height challenged roster. We may not have been the tallest team out there, but we had some really talented coaches that we were lucky to have, and they saw our potential, and they found ways to use our strengths, our advantages, and didn't waste time focusing on what we didn't have, and instead they focused on what we could bring to the table. And I think that's truly a remarkable part of being a great coach, is their ability to adjust to what they have. So I want to say thank you to all of you for the 2011 season, making it one of the most unforgettable times of my life. Thank you to our families for always supporting us, driving millions of miles. I'm grateful for the friendships that we made, and we've been able to maintain them and keep them strong as we've grown into successful women. I think we've all left our mark on VCSU now by being inducted into the Hall of Fame. By leaving our mark, most specifically Coach, when she quite literally would leave marks on the court and she'd stomp her feet in frustration with us on the floor. But truly, I feel blessed to be a part of this team, and thank you.
Okay, now my turn. Before I say a few words about this team here tonight, I do want to say thank you to Corey and the Hall of Fame committee. I know it's not an easy job. I know there's a lot of quality people, and we are very grateful to be inducted here tonight. I'd like to say thank you to Kim. Wow, another great event, and we've had to do everything here tonight, so thank you so much. Thank you to Mark and Carrie for putting it all together. It's not easy, and I think I came in at the very last moment and I knew better. So thank you, but I think Mark knows that's usually what I do. I'd also like to congratulate all the individual inductees. Fortunately, I actually either got to coach you or I got to watch you grow up, right? I was young myself, and new to coaching, being a head coach. Darin, I think this is more press than you probably got in your whole 4 years as a student athlete here tonight, right? Because offensive linemen get no credit. Is that true? Yes. So congratulations, you were fabulous. I'm proud of you and the young man that you have become. You are fabulous in your current role and job. And let me be honest. Erin and Cara knew more about softball than I did. I was just the manager. Like, Erin really was the coach. She was, and I don't pretend that wasn't the way it was. I tried to give them some discipline and some different things that they needed as 20-year-olds, you know. They didn't like it. I don't think this group liked it either, but they did respect it a little bit better than that group. And that's just honest. And I sometimes used to say, well, they're Canadians. That might be part of it, right? And so we gave them a little bit of wiggle room. I want to just briefly, because stats don't matter, I really don't believe they matter, but I want you to know that I think Cara Miller was one of the best softball players to ever play here. Now, I have been here for 23 years and seen a lot of good softball teams, Cara Miller. And I can't say your current last name, so I'm just going to call you Cara Miller. And you know, I'll take the blame for this. She went in her senior year, and she had a 1.06 ERA or something like that, and she went 11-9, and 8 of the 9 losses were by 1 run, and 4 of them were 1-0. We couldn't score. That's the truth. And so congratulations to everybody. Okay, so a few words. A few words about the 2011 women's basketball team. Personally, they know this is me, right? There's only one word to really truly explain and to define them, and it is legendary. They are legendary, and I truly believe it. Ryan, we believe it. They're the first, and interestingly enough, I found the game against Jamestown. I happen to have it, I can't imagine why. I sent it to Mark this week, I think it was on Thursday. He put it on YouTube. I watched it, the whole game, beginning to end. I sent it to some of you whose text messages that I had, and I don't know whether you watched it or not, but even to this day, why do we miss so many layups? I mean, seriously. I mean, I said it then, I watched it, I know the outcome. I know the outcome, and I'm like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, it helps those of us that watch it.
Yeah, okay, good. So we know how it ended, but I'd like to tell a little story about how it began. So we had 6 returning players from 11 or 10 to 11. 5 of them were seniors, and we should have had 7 returning players and 6 seniors. But we lost Abby the year before to a concussion that was career-ending, and then Jenna blew her knee 2 weeks in.
2 days.
2 days in. And so, yeah, that's how our season started. But we had really a great incoming class that included Mandy and Kristen and the other freshman who really got a lot of playing time, Brittany Lehner, who can't be here tonight because she's in Massachusetts. And she was a freshman that made an immediate impact. We thought we were pretty talented, Ryan and I did. We'd sort of put some puzzle pieces together throughout the years. But honestly, we were small. And I tell this story all the time because I think it helped me become a better coach and have better perspective. Come here, Caitlin. It would frustrate me, right? It would frustrate me that I would stand at half court while we were practicing and I could see what she was missing. And then I'd kneel down at half court in frustration and I thought, she can't see it.
It was always me she was stepping in for.
Yeah.
Alone.
But she literally could not see it. It was not that she didn't want to. She literally couldn't see it. She was only 4'11" and 5 foot in shoes. Yeah, 5'2". But what they lacked in height, they more than made up for in heart, and they knew only one way to play, and that was like every single game was a championship game. The 2011 team epitomized the principles in a book called Good to Great by Jim Collins. Disciplined people with disciplined thought and disciplined action. And they gave relentless effort, and they outworked their competition in every single aspect of the game, or in their lives, actually. They out-fundraised teams. I think they liked the cool gear, but they also like to travel. They outworked teams in the classroom. There's not one person up here who was not in sometime in their career, not this year because Courtney was still a baby, but they were all academic All-Americans or scholar athletes, every single one of them. And our team grade point average was number 2 in the country. And Caitlin mentioned it, I mean, they were great volunteers, and I'm pretty sure they would say it was voluntold. But they sandbagged and helped save Valley City in 09 and 11. And yeah, and then athletically, they really wanted not to lose, but they were competitive and they I mean, Amanda did tell me she thought she had PTSD from Snowy Hill. I'm just gonna, for those of you who are student athletes here ever, or went to college here, or taught here, or if you drive on campus tomorrow, we called it the championship challenge that year. And one of the first things we had to do was run Snowy Hill and down and around by the bubble and back 7 times. 1 time for every team in the conference we had to beat. And every single one of them finished. Every single one of them finished. They didn't quit. And apparently, some of you have stress from that or PTSD. Some of them have it from having to run 24 line drills or what are those other ones you say? 24 double down and backs. I'm sure I'll hear more today. They played with a competitive spirit. They learned to compete at their best every single day. And they had really high expectations for themselves and for each other. And although they suffered through that terrible year, those 4 seniors came back and really took ownership of the program. So they understood what a team's success was. They understood that a team's success was more significant than their own, and they really did help recruit the next generations of Vikings. I think all the things they did, you know, the sandbagging, the volunteerism, tourism, people became fans of theirs because of that. And they were fans of theirs just as much for what they did off the court and how good they were in the classroom as the fun they were to watch on Friday nights and Saturday nights. I think we played Friday, Saturday then, right? So Collins writes in his book, Good to Great, that greatness is not a function of circumstance. Greatness, it turns out, is largely a matter of conscious choice. And this group of student athletes chose to give their best. They chose to stay when it wasn't easy. It would have been easier to do something else. And they accepted nothing but their best. And because of that, they became legendary. The first to do it. And you'll always be the first to do it. And I would go to war with this team over any of the others, even though I wouldn't say that one is more talented than the other. I just wouldn't say it. Courtney. Okay, say it, huh? No, trust me. No. So thank you for choosing VCSU and our women's basketball program. We finished the season with a record-breaking 23 victories and tied and set 12 new records. And many words have been used to describe this group of ladies: gritty, committed, coachable, focused. But again, I always come back to legendary. I'm proud to have coached you. I'm even prouder of the women that you've become. I feel a little bit like I made a mistake by getting my hair colored, because I could have been a grandma here tonight. That would have been cool. Look at all of them. Congratulations to every one of you. And best of luck to Mac and Horner and the football team tomorrow. Go get them. Enjoy your homecoming weekend, everyone, and thank you so much.
Thank you, 2010-11 women's basketball team, Coach DeVries, Caitlin, and Jackie. When we put this together and we want to have a team representative, and you talk about the book, Jill, I think about trying to make a decision on who to ask to represent the team, because my experience is if you don't ask someone, no one volunteers. But I knew with that particular team that if I said this is who's going to do it, I'm really surprised that Courtney did not email me back, but she didn't. But they definitely defined as good as the enemy of great, and what a great year. So congratulations. With that, I'll have a couple closing announcements after we hear our final remarks from our passionate athletic director, Mr. Dennis McCulloch. He will come forward now. And congratulations to Mr. McCulloch, Millbank, South Dakota, being represented so well tonight.
and gave me a blaster, give me 2 minutes, or get out of here. Right, Jim? First of all, I just want to introduce our staff, and I have an amazing coaching staff and administrative team, and our administrative team, and I don't know if, oh, Anna's here. Anna Bratch, please stand up, our Associate Athletic Director. Our Director of Athletic Development and Game Management, Steve Olson. They are truly have done amazing jobs for us, and they are the brains behind the throne. There's no question. Coach Warner always says he is. He's the power behind the throne. But you guys, thank you for all your work and all you do and your dedication. And Steve's been a great addition to our staff. Thank you guys. Our head coaches, please stand up. Vanessa Johnson, our head women's basketball coach. Michelle Mickeljohn, our head women's volleyball coach. Alec DeMaria, baseball coach. Colin Haas, our new golf coach. And Matt Gable, our softball coach. Thank you guys for all you do for us. We have an amazing staff. Truly blessed to have these guys work for us, and they are passionate, love what they do. We are truly lucky. I want to thank Corey Anderson, Kim Hash, everything that's the organization of what the Hall of Fame has been and where it has went, and the changes that Corey has made truly impact how this goes, and the honor of you guys. Truly appreciate everything they've done. I've seen the changes over time and the things that have happened. We are lucky to have Corey in the position as director of our development, and he is one of a kind in the sense of when I say Viking pride, I was taught Viking pride by Corey Anderson, right? What it means and what it means to be proud, to take pride in this university, and he is very sensitive about it, and I love that about him. We are lucky to have the leadership that we have. Also want to say a shout out to Dr. LaFave, and I heard it at our table, right? We are truly lucky to have the leadership that we have right now and the direction we're going. All the things that he talked about, the positive pieces that have happened, the direction that we're going, because he has a vision of where we want to go and change those things. Sometimes at Valley City State, we have a low thinking where we can go and what we can do. What I loved about where we're at is why can't we do these things, right? And we are truly lucky to have the leadership in our campus right now. And I hope you guys can sense the same thing I do, but we are lucky to have that. Thank you, Dr. LaFave, for your leadership. Yay! That's just part of my raise for next year, so. Just listening to everybody talk tonight, it just gives me chills. I know sometimes it gets long, because everybody has to hear a different story. We're all here for different people. But what you got from everybody that talked tonight is their passion for what they do and had been a part of. And what a great story you guys each told, right? And if you really listen to all the things they talked about and their experiences here, it means a lot. And congratulations to Darin, Brent, Cara. It's a little bit, we've hired somebody new on staff, Cara. Erin and Amanda, congratulations. And this all seems really easy. Oh yeah, you become members of the Hall of Fame, and, right? The 2011 basketball, that's easy. But I'm telling you, the amount of sacrifices they made to be student athletes, to play college athletics, to choose to be different, to choose to be elite, right? They were not a normal college student. You cannot do what they did, right? They had to all make a lot of sacrifices to do that. And that's not just, right, small things. They made commitments to leave their families, relationships, give up some money. I know Brent Miller said he got $500, a huge scholarship, $500 he got to come here. Holy cow. But he gave up a lot to do those things. I hope we all appreciate the journey to this moment, because each of them have sacrificed a lot to be here, right, to do this. And they all have great stories of how they got here, okay? So I thank you on behalf of VCSU. And I am very proud to represent, right, you guys as our athletic director here and what you guys represent for us. So thank you. Also want to congratulate Jill DeVries. You can see the passion, the love, all the things she put into it. The one guy in this room has commonality for us is Don Bauer hired both of us. His biggest regret was hiring me. But, you know, he does, like, so I've never heard this. Well, so I'm sitting at the table and Jill's up talking, and Don's like, I hired her. I know she was amazing, and she did a great, like, I've never heard that about me, Jill. Not one friggin', like, not one time. Oh, I hired Mac, I was amazing, right? No, never. Tonight, I'm at the table, and Bauer's over there. Oh, I hired Jill, and I, you know. So, that's a heck of a compliment, just so you know, Jill, just so you know. But thank you, your passion, your drive, your love for what you did. Coaching, Jimmy Ash said, yeah, Mac, better not cry. Make me feel really weird tonight, so I apologize. All right, but to be a coach, I know, I'm glad you did it first, Jill, but to be a coach and the sacrifice you have to make in all your life, it's not easy, right? And every coach in this room that's doing this, lots of challenges. Congratulations, your well-deserved honor, right? You are amazing, right, to our university, and appreciate everything you've done. Thank you. All right, last thing I want to say, I just, every alumni that's in this room, I talked about it last year. Nat Hill brought it up to me about, right, be Viking, okay? Our university, we're in a great spot, right? We're a lot of really positive pieces that are going on. That momentum is because of the people we have, right? The momentum comes from everyone that is a part of this, right? Be Viking means not just, I don't want fans, we want people that be active. Be an active involvement in our university and Vikings. I encourage it, and sometimes that comes from like, oh, give money. That's not what I'm saying. Now, if you want to give money, that's a great thing to our foundation, and Corey will talk to you tonight about it, right? But what it means is be actively involved and care about the university and care about your program that you love. Right? I heard that passion tonight from you guys. That hasn't changed. You still love the softball program, I guarantee it. Care about that and find ways to help, right? Find ways to be involved. And that involvement may mean money. Involvement may mean, hey, I speak positively about the university to somebody else. I have a person that's looking for a place to go. I speak positively about that and help that. I may have somebody that I recommend, and I call a coach and recommend that person. That's being involved, right? Care about your program. Care about your university. That's how we thrive. We can't forget that, okay? I truly continue to encourage you, and we have made efforts. Like, I want to give back, but I want to give back specifically to my program. You can do that. Steve Olson will talk to you about that, right? You can do that and contribute to the program you love. That's a great thing. I want to give back to the education department. Awesome. Find ways to be involved, okay? Truly appreciate all you guys have done. The last thing I want to say, there's one man in this room, I think everybody that came up here and talked about mentions his name. Dave Bass, right? And I don't know what he does, but like if I talk to any of my guys on the team, like, oh, Dave Bass, he's our greatest fan. Like, how the hell do you have, we have 300 kids on our team right now, and I think he knows every dang one of them, and he's a part of their lives. Like, I don't know how the man does it. Like, I truly don't. I'm jealous, right? I'm jealous of the relationships that you guys got, because, right? You stood up here tonight, who the hell's Mac anyway, right? Well, Caitlin, thank you for the call shout out tonight. But I am, honestly, we are blessed to have Dave Bass, and he's never resigning. Like, he's like 89, I think, right now. I don't know how old you are, Dave, but I don't understand it. Dave, let's just give Dave one time a standing ovation. Can we do that? All right, since we're standing up, let's do the fight song. All right?
last announcements. First of all, you saw that this is being videoed tonight, so that'll be available in the near future on our website, the VCSU Vikings or the alumni.org website. Tonight, pictures right afterwards for everybody that was honored. Can we please start with the 10-11 basketball team since there's so many of you? Let's get that done and out of the way. We've got a lot of kids rolling around and I know there's other things happening. So let's get that picture done right away and then we'll just roll down by the order of acceptance tonight. Tomorrow is the Alumni Honors Breakfast and we will recognize everybody tomorrow at that breakfast again. You won't have to speak. I will just simply recognize everybody that's in attendance, and that's at 9 a.m. Tailgating starts at 1 o'clock. If you have not been at tailgating at VCSU, it's a little different than what you probably remember. So I would encourage you to come out and join in on the fun because we do have a lot of fun there. The football game is at 4 o'clock, and then tomorrow night at 7 o'clock out here is the Alumni Social. So with that, God bless all of you. Thank you for what you do. Go Viking, be Viking. It's always a great day to be one. God bless.